walls are closing in, a static hum, a rhythmic dread. Living in the ghost house where the future goes. Die in bed, it's a slow motion rots and rats. The calendar is drowning in the aftermath of broken vows and paper laws. I'm breathing in the stagnant air. It tastes like ash and wasted like corner holds a memory that's keeping me awake at night. It's spiritual death, the silence screams behind the door. If I don't move, I'm just a fossil on the kitchen floor. Break the foundation to see what remains. Cutting the dead weight, severing the chains. I'm hunting the version that's hiding in the poison. Get it out the way. Yeah, break it down. Shatter every room. I'm rising from the ashes of the living doom. I'm sharpening the focus. Yeah, I'm cutting through the mental frost. Measuring the gain against the memory of all the cost. Memory of all the cost. Divorce is a mirror like the face I saw. And I didn't like the face I saw, so I'm building out a different law. Stagnation is the enemy, it's choking out the oxygen. I'm jumping in the deep and in the deep end. Never looking back again. I'm hunting down the self that I forgot within the marriage bed. Clearing out the wreckage of the ghost inside my head. Break the foundation to see what remains. Cutting the dead weight, severing the chains. I'm hunting the version that's hiding in the poison. Get it out the way. Yeah, break it down. Shatter every room. I'm rising from the ashes of the living doom. If I don't leave, I don't live. It's an ultimatum to the soul. Jump or vanish. Jump or vanish. Hunt the hunter. Find the target. The foundation is gone. I'm walking into the void. Post-divorce, self-discovery. The hunt starts now. Wake up. The room holds the same potential as the day before. Dust mode, sync suspension locked in the air. Exactly where they landed, 2's 31 winners. But the calendar is a closed loop, a static feedback. The life I'm living is a Xerox fade blurry, lacking the impact. The silence isn't peace, it's a chokehold, it's a slow-motion rot. Checking the locks on the door just to prove I'm not what I'm not. It's the divorce of the spirit, the stagnant state of the sediment. I'm cataloging the wreckage, a stagnant state of the sediment. I'm cataloging the wreckage, every single irrelevant precedent. I don't want the comfort of the couch, I don't want the safety of the floor. I want the safety of the floor, I want the friction of the young, I want the splintering of the door. See, the faith is a foundation, but the house I build's a cage. I am hunting the corner of me that vanished in the marriage, leaving the baggage at the curb. I'm ripping out the ink from the page, this isn't a pivot. This is a demolition, structural deep, waking up from the anesthesia. Promises I couldn't, I am hunting the version of me that vanished in the marriage, leaving the baggage at the curb. I don't want to carry the carriage, tear down the framework, let the walls collapse. No more recurring dreams, no more traps. The identity is ghosted, I am stoking the flame. Charting the territory, no more rear view. I'm breaking the stagnation, I'm making it new. Yeah, I'm making it new. Static in the brain, clarity in the veins. I'm stripping the wiring out, there is nowhere I'm going. There is only the direction I choose. The blueprint is mine. £60 of history, zipped in a single frame. Folding the shirts like I'm folding a hand, forgetting the game. It's not just the fabric, it's the ghost of the air in the room. It's the ghost of the air in the room. Leaving the hearth where the love was supposed to bloom. Grandparents' porch where the summer used to stretch for a mile. Now I'm folding that memory, hiding the ghost of a smile. Coffee with mom, the quiet advice that I never could keep. Dad in the driveway, working the soil while the world was asleep. Dad in the driveway, working the soil while the world see I'm trying to sever. Thinking the bond was a constant, thinking it lasts forever. The little one's a nephew, the hardest part of the toll. Looking at eyes full of future, losing a piece of my soul. But I'm stagnant as water, I'm dying right here on the vine. Cutting the current just to see if the outcome is mine. 'Cause pain is the chisel that carves out the stone. I'm walking the fire, but I'm not alone. It's the breaking, the bending, the light coming in, shedding the layers, revealing the skin. Oh, let the fire burn the bridge to the start. I'm growing the future out of the heart, yeah, out of the heart. Growth is the scar, and the scar is the key. Finally, finally, finally set it all free. The terminal concrete is the only witness left. A calculated leap through the threshold of the bereft. I traded the static of the Michigan ghost town floor for a mission where the horizon doesn't have a door. My adrenaline is sharpening a serrated silver edge. I'm standing on the precipice, I'm taking the pledge. I'm standing on the precipice, I'm taking the pledge. I'm standing on the precipice, I'm taking the pledge. The anxiety is data, convert it to the fuel I need. Anxiety is data, convert it to the fuel I need. To plant the empire where I used to plant the seed. To plant the empire where I used to plant the sand. Sun, hat, pavement, searing heat upon the souls. I'm dismantling in the structure to achieve the final goals. I'm dismantling in the structure to achieve the final goals. No more hesitation, the trajectory is locked and tight. Stepping out the fuselage into the neon drenched night. This isn't a vacation, this is a strategic move. I'm seizing the vacations that my future will approve. I'm finding the cadence that my future will approve. I'm finding the cadence that my future will approve. The hardest cut is the one that sets the captive free. The hardest cut is the cost of the man I'm gonna be. Yeah, I chose the razor, yeah, I chose the sharp divide. With the ego stripped away and this is the life I own, this is the life I claim. Through the fire and the trial I am rising through the flame. Rising. The mission is mine. The mission is mine. Everything before this was just the prologue. I'm the author now, calculated, moving forward. The air in this house is a poison now. Michigan winter, the ghost of a vow. Stagnant water in a broken bowl. This routine is a grave for a man's soul. I'm 31, a Christian man in the wreckage of a home. Realize that staying here means I'm truly alone. Pack the history down, 60 pounds of the past. A radical change is the only thing that's gonna last. Cut the tether, leave the shadow on the wall. I'm pivoting into the void before I fall. Divorce left a vacuum, but I'm filling it with fire. Hunting for the version of me that didn't tire. Tear the walls down, leave the blueprint on the floor. I don't recognize the person standing by the door. Tear the walls down, let the wreckage burn the light. I'm stepping out the window and I'm hunting down a bite. I'm stepping out the window and I'm hunting down a fight. No more stagnation, no more feeling like a ghost. No more stagnation, no more feeling like a ghost. I'm the captain of the ship, I'm the one I need the most. The hardest cut is the one you make with your own hand, leaving blood in the snow of a cold and frozen land. I see the faces, the roll call of the love I'm leaving. Grandma, mom, dad, me, sister is barely breathing. My niece and my nephew, why am I flying away? Sometimes a jump is the only way to find your way. Pain is the chisel, it's a terrifying tool, making something beautiful out of something cruel. 60 pounds of my life in a single heavy case. I'm trading every comfort for an empty foreign space. Checking the monitors, Tanson hat is on the screen. Vietnam is the ghost of the man I could have been. Tear the walls down, leave the blueprint on the floor. I don't recognize the person standing by the door. Tear the walls down, let the wreckage burn the light. I'm stepping out the window and I'm hunting down a bite. I'm stepping out the window and I'm hunting down a fight. No more stagnation, no more feeling like a ghost. No more stagnation, no more feeling like a ghost. I'm the captain of the ship, I'm the one I need the most. The blueprint is mine. Saigon, I'm landing. The blueprint is mine. Watch me grow. High altitude, the air is thin, the truth is thick. Rebuilding every circuit, relearning every trick. Carpathian granite, the anvil for the spine. Taking the fractured pieces, realigning the design. I'm not running from the wreckage, I'm mining it for ore, finding the steel I didn't know I had before. 1 month in the mist, where the silence is a weight. Calculating distance from the ghost of yesterday's fate. Build it on the stone, make it immovable. The pressure in the chamber makes the soul so provable. I am the architect, the brick in the wall. The harder that it hits, the less I feel the fall. Yeah, turning the fracture into the bedrock. Time is the rhythm, I'm steady on the deadlock. It's not just surviving, it's a systematic gain. Turning the sediment into a filter for the pain. My pulse is the rhythm, my resolve is the gear. Erasing the static, deleting the fear. I'm cold like the ridge, I'm solid like the peak that the hollow man used to seek. Every fragment I salvaged, every splinter I found is a pillar of the structure I'm placing in the ground. Build it on the stone, make it immovable. The pressure in the chamber makes the soul so provable. I am the architect, the brick in the wall. The harder that it hits, the less I feel the fall. Yeah, fraction to the bedrock. Time is the rhythm, I'm steady on the deadlock. The foundation is poured. No cracks, no ghosts. Just the mountain and the man. didn't take the shape, it only stripped the weight. A refining heat that's balancing the scales of fate. I'm looking at the furnace, not a prison or a grave. It's the alchemy of spirit, it's the ransom that he gave. Stewardship of brokenness, I'm holding every shard. Learning how to steward what I thought I'd disregard. The collapse wasn't a blunder, it was architectural stress. Testing every beam and brace, stripping out the mess. I'm not running from the season, I'm leaning in the glow. Letting go of what I planted, watching what I didn't sow. Perspective is a pivot. Grace is the gravity that holds. When the story that I drafted into different shapes and folds. Oh, there's grace in the center of the furnace heat. Finding redemption where the storm and the spirit meet. Yeah, the fire only burns away the dross and the lies. I see the horizon open up before my eyes. Hope is the anchor, grace is the light. I'm rising up out of the night. It was never about the ruin, it was always about the reconstruction. Grace is the mortar, I'm still standing. The keys are on the counter, and the silence is a scream. Waking up from 30 years inside a fractured dream. Michigan winters reaching, trying to freeze the frame. But I'm tearing down the posters and I'm changing every name. Stagnation is a poison, staying here is spiritual death. I gotta find the person hidden underneath this breath. Tear down the old framework, let the walls fall down. I'm hunting for a king inside a brand new town. The ink is wet, the blueprint's mine, I'm finally on my own. Breaking the stagnation to find the man that I have grown. 60 pounds of history, packed in a single bag. Leaving the ones I love, watching the spirit sag. Grandma in the doorway, mom and dad standing tall. Sister with my nephew and my niece, I gotta leave it all. Pain is just a chisel, carving out the path. Calculated mission, navigating through the aftermath. It's the hardest cut to make, the fire in the furnace. Grace in the storm, when the loneliness is earnest. Pain spurs the growth, let the growth spur the fire. I'm moving past the ruins, climbing up the wire. A month in Romania, stone and the mist. Brasov was the healing that I didn't think could exist. A liminal space in the Carpathian, silence and light. Turning the broken pieces into weapons for the fight. Tan sun hat landing, I'm touching the heat. 60 pounds of history, landing on the street. Tear down the old framework, let the walls fall down. I'm hunting for a king inside a brand new town. The ink is wet, the blueprint's mine, I'm finally on my own. Breaking the stagnation to find the man that I have grown. Saigon, the blueprint is mine. New story, let the growth begin. Waking up to a ghost I used to know. 31 years deep, 31 years deep, watching the Michigan snow. Divorce left the air thin, stagnant and cold. A story I was living, getting dusty and old. Dying in the silence, stuck in the routine, dying in the silence, searching for a cure in the middle of the violence. Had to reject the stagnation, burn the script to the ground, finding my post-divorce self in a new city sound. Tear the walls down, break the foundation. I'm hunting for a life beyond the stagnation. Hard cuts, deep growth, nothing left to fear. The blueprint's mine, and the vision is clear. The blueprint's mine. I'm a 31-year-old Christian man with the cross to carry. Leaving the ghost of a love I used to call Santea, the name I used to marry. No hate in the heart, just a soul that's been refined. Leaving 60 pounds of baggage in the cold streets behind. The fire didn't break me, it forged me into steel. Now I'm moving toward the light for a love that's finally real. Step in the circle, the lesson is calibrated. Every single vowel, every consonant is activated. Ninja efficiency, I move with the silent pace. Commanding the room while I'm holding the mental space. From the kindergarten chaos to the corporate suit. I'm planning the dialect, waiting on the fruit. Marker in the right hand, pivot on the soul. Total situation awareness is the only goal. Watch the syntax structure, watch the phonetic drift. I provide the leverage, watch the knowledge shift. I'm reading the energy, adjusting the pace of play. Managing the minutes of the curriculum of the day. No room for the stagnant, no room for the wasted breath. I'm teaching the fluency that stares down the static death. This is the cadence, the law of the room. Waking up the dormant, shattering the gloom. Ninja in the lecture, precision in the text. Controlling the narrative, mastering the next. Elite in the presence, authority is mine. Teaching the language, drawing the line. Assessment complete. Class dismissed. The foundation wasn't weak, it was just a different design. I'm looking at the photos, tracing back the family line. Grandma's hands, mom's grace, dad's iron will. Sister's resilience, the nieces and nephews standing still. I'm leaving with the love, no wreckage left to claim. Just a quiet forgiveness, no wreckage left to claim. Just a quiet forgiveness that finally conquered the name. Just a quiet forgiveness that finally conquered the name. I'm building on a salary that pays for the bread in the bed. Keeping the core savings untouched, the future's safe in my head. savings untouched, the future's safe in my head. Self-sufficient in the humid light, paying my own way. Every single dong I earn is a price I'm proud to pay. No dependency, no tether to the past I outgrew. Just the structure of a life that is entirely, finally new. Just the structure of a life that is entirely, finally new. I'm the architect of every single brick that I lay. Rising from the ground, yeah, I'm clearing the way. Forgiveness is the pillar, autonomy is the height. I'm standing in the center of the morning in light. Short chance, the blueprint, the blueprint. It's solid, it's permanent, it's everything I chose. Watching the beauty of the life that I compose. No more looking for the foundation, I've built it beneath my own feet. The blueprint is mine.